It's time for the Coach's Corner Show with your host, Pat Disabato.
Hello, welcome to the Coach's Corner Show brought to you by Beggar's Pizza. I'm your host, Pat Disabato from the Daily Southtown newspaper, and we are at Lincoln Way East High School, home of the Griffins in lovely Frankfort. And we got a great show for you tonight. Football coach Rob Zvonar will be our guest. 17 years at the helm, 163-38 record. That's getting it done, including the Class 8A state championship back in 2005. Griffins have a phenomenal team. They're 12-0 on the season. They are hosting Maine South Saturday night, 6 p.m. This is a rematch from Week 2. Lincoln East pulled out a 28-26 win out in Park Ridge. And Maine South, those 26 points, that's the most East has allowed all season. Only team to score more than 14 points on the Griffins, this being Maine South. So also with Rob Zvonar being on, our other guest will be defensive lineman Devin O'Rourke, a Northwestern recruit. This kid is the real deal, folks. He was a big-time recruit. So Pat Fitzgerald at Northwestern got himself a good one. All right, folks, we are going to go to a Beggar's Pizza timeout. When we return, Lincoln Way East football coach Rob Zvonar will be our guest. Stay tuned.
We came up with a bunch of clever commercial ideas to entice you into trying Beggar's Pizza. We decided to let the food speak for itself.
Hello, boys. I'm a drop-dead gorgeous pepperoni sausage, hold the vegetables deep dish pizza. Just look at my cheese. Your place or mine. Beggar's Pizza. We lay it on thick.
Thank you, Coach's Corner, for celebrating all these great athletes. Now celebrate the American Classic with Apple Chevy. Classics like the Chevy Impala. Originating in 1958, the Chevy Impala is older than the states Hawaii and Alaska. It still holds its sleek and stylish design with a focus on luxury. It has the option to have the power of 305 horses. Don't take my word for it. Come test drive it today at Apple Chevy.
Having surgery or dealing with some type of nagging pain that limits your function? Then get to Athletics. We offer treatment for all types of orthopedic injuries, work-related injuries, and sports injuries. Therapists with over 20 years of experience provide treatment that is efficient and effective. Our 2,000 square foot clinics offer state-of-the-art equipment from HydroTrack, Blankenship, and Biodex. If your doctor suggests physical therapy, then you suggest Athletics, where every patient is treated like a champion.
All right, welcome back to the Coach's Corner Show brought to you by Beggar's Pizza. If you're just joining us, we're at Lincoln Way East High School, home of the Griffins. Our first guest tonight, football coach Rob Zvonar, a good friend of ours. How's it going, Rob?
Yeah, Pat, thanks for having me, sir.
Always a pleasure, every year. You know what I'm saying? You know, when you're involved 17 years and you have 17 winning seasons, you're going to be on the Coach's Corner Show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, thank you.
All right, Z, this team, man, what has impressed you? And there's a lot to be impressed about, but what has impressed you most about this team?
Oh, yeah, there's a lot, but it really starts with our seniors. And we've always loved our kids and loved our seniors, but this group, they just carry themselves, you know, a little bit different since the off-season started, and they've kind of grown up together, and then they combined, you know, with the North kids a year ago, or 2 years ago now, and they've just been a group that's just made a decision that every day since we started back in January they were going to get better. And I was trying to, you know, just kind of talking with the coaches the other day, and we were just trying to think of a day where we left the weight room or we left the practice field, whether it was in the winter or the summer or the August, and we just really don't know if there's been a day out there that we haven't been productive and gotten better. And you can't say that every year, you know, but it starts with the senior leadership and just their determination and their goals, and one day at a time they're getting better each day.
Yep. Well, I know your defense gets a lot of ink, and we'll get to them in a little bit, but this offense kind of flying under the radar a little bit from what teams I've covered of years throughout the years. This is about as many dangerous weapons as you've had, man. You got Turner Palisard, you got Brendan Morrissey, quarterback, obviously A.J. Henning, Ryan Sienna. I mean, the list goes on and on. how do you as a coaching staff keep these kids happy? Because no one's getting 30 carries, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and that probably goes back to your first question. You know, what's special about this team is probably their unselfishness. And, you know, I get it. Sometimes there's not enough balls to go around when you have some talent like that. And I think our team speed, especially at our skill positions, is close to being at an all-time high, although, you know, we've had great athletes here before. But just the names that you mentioned are kids that have the ability. You know, we've had years where we've kind of had to be a 3 yards in a cloud of dust, grind it out, and really didn't have a kid that could get over the top or break the big one, and we were fine with that. But this group's got the ability to kind of do both. They can sustain drives with short gains in the run game, or they might be able to break a big one. So it's been fun, and every week's been different. You're not quite sure who's going to make the play, or if it's going to be a run or a pass, and just when you think maybe Brendan doesn't have the big arm, he's more of a runner, he'll hit a big pass on you, and it's been a lot of fun, but thank you.
Well, Morrissey, I mean, he's had some big runs. Last week, I think a 71-yarder and a 50-yarder, right around there, and he's our player of the week this week. So I gave you that gift card. Brendan, Coach has the gift card, so if you don't get this gift card, it's on him. But
Coach had pizza. So.
What makes him such an effective quarterback? He's not the biggest guy, obviously.
No, it starts with his intelligence, and he is a kid who's got I don't know, it's a 4.67 GPA on a 4, and if they blew the doors out of the ACT,
over 30 on
33 or something, and so that's, you know, and he actually, you know, whether he's the biggest or not, he's pound for pound might be the strongest and fastest player on the team as well. So when you got a kid that's fast and strong and smart, not a bad kid to have the ball in his hands each time, and I think that's what it is. And if he struggles for part of a game, he'll figure it out and correct it with his intelligence. And he's just a team kid who'll do whatever it takes to win. And when the chips are down, it hasn't bothered him. He keep persevering, and the other guys follow his lead. And you know, a great football family with Liam, his brother, being here, and we appreciate his parents, Kathy and Mark. And it's been a lot of fun to be with Liam Morrissey.
Yeah, absolutely.
Brendan Morrissey.
Brendan Morrissey. Yeah.
Both Morrissey.
All right, so this defense allowed 103 points, and you know, from what I've seen, it all starts up front, that front four, and then, you know, that allows you to do a lot of different things. Exceptional pass rushers, exceptional against the run defense. This defense, man, as good as you've ever had, huh?
Well, you know, they could probably be mentioned in the conversations, and we kind of hope there's a little bit of a tradition of Lincoln Way's defense, and some years obviously better than others, but you go back and, you know, you think about 2005 and 2006 and maybe 2011, 2012, you know, some of those pop in your head, and you know, the story still remains to be told whether they could be considered in that group, but they've done a heck of a job so far. And you're right, it starts up front, and when you can get some run stoppers and some kids that can pressure the quarterback out of the front four, and then back, you know, just a front seven in general that's pretty salty versus the run, and then it kind of, you know, forces his team to pass, and if you can get some pressure with just 4 instead of bringing 5 or 6, that's helped, and our secondary's done a great job as well. So overall, it's just a unit that prides themselves, and, you know, they talk about 11 playing as one, and everybody's on the same page, and going back to what I said, I think they've become a good unit because of their daily work habits, and it's every day, whether it's the same daily drill we've been doing since June, or the same type of plays they're scheming against. They don't take reps off in practice. Our prep groups, some people call them scout teams groups, prep groups, are working their tails off to give them a good look, and that's been a big part of our success. I call them the unsung heroes, the guys out there busting their tails during the week and don't always play on Fridays or get their names in the paper, but those guys have been just as important part of our team as the starters have been.
Yep. All right, so you host Maine South on Saturday, 6 o'clock. You guys have played each other. Back in week 2, you beat them 28-26 up in Park Ridge, though they ended your season last year in the playoffs. So there's motivation on both ends. Do you feel like any team has an edge here because of the situation in week 2, or what?
Yeah, I don't know. If you do, I think it kind of like everything else, it goes out. First the game starts, first play of the game, and all that stuff was kind of overhyped anyway. Yeah. So, no, I think, you know, obviously they won on a bigger stage a year ago, and, you know, week 2 it was a good win for our program, obviously, but it was week 2, you know, and now there's a lot more on the line, and you know, if you're a true competitor, I think you'd like to take a crack at the team who ended your season the year before.
Absolutely.
So I know our kids are excited, and but we also know that we were an eyelash away from getting beat week 2 with, you know, they had a couple plays they could have made, and, you know, close game, they can always go either way. So we know who they are, and our respect for them and the level that they play at is through the roof. They just went through, you know, a very good Naperville Central team, along with, you know, winning every game by wide margins pretty much all year. So they're very formidable, and we've gone back and played them throughout our history several times. And Coach Sarah and Coach Bliss and his staff and kids they're phenomenal, and we'll have to be at our very best to advance. And we know where that advancement would be too, but right now our goal stays 6 inches in front of our face, and it's Maine South, because you know, for 1 second you don't look ahead in this situation.
Yeah, no doubt about that. All right, so let's compare this team and just the football in general, man, from the 2005 state championship team. You know, the players, the coaches, the game itself, the parents. What has changed in the past 12 years?
You know, maybe I live in a little bit of my own world, but I just feel like it's kind of the, you know, the kids or they were phenomenal in 2005. They're phenomenal now. Parenting, you know, you change, and you know, I don't even know where they're texting and cell phones in 05. I got to go back and check
I know.
what year all that started. But obviously, the world has changed since 2005 some. But at the same time, you know, we have certain staples in our program and expectations and standards that we hope continue to stay the same. I certainly hear the stories about guys that come back and say, "Oh, Coach, you're a lot softer than you were back then." Probably because I got 3 of my own at home. You know,
That's
it changes
right.
you a little bit. But you know, you could probably take a case-by-case comparison. You could talk about DJ Perkle, well, now we got Jaden Hotche. You could talk about Colin Luchinsky, well, now we got a Devin O'Rourke. And, you know, you could go almost position by position, and Anthony Kropp or Brendan Morrissey. And that'll be fun to do this winter when we're having, you know, some dinner somewhere and hanging out. You know, we'll talk about those, and maybe we'll come up with an all-time East team or something. And I bet there'd be a few on it from both teams.
Oh, that'd be something, man. Yeah, absolutely. All right, and then finally, how did lower levels looking? I know the sophomore class is tremendous, led by Henning, right?
Yeah, sure. And then we had, you know, in my opinion, 2 future All-Staters and maybe All-Americans, and Henning and our kicker were sophomores. Tom Josman, I keep saying it wrong, but those kids were on the varsity all year, and without those kids, they were still undefeated and did a nice job. Freshmen lost a couple real close games, but they did a nice job as well.
So the rich are getting richer, folks. It's looking good, right?
You know, and that, you know, shout out, you know, my own son started playing in the Frankfurt Falcon organization, and we remained very close with the Frankfurt Square Wildcats. So I was out at a lot of those games and practices this year. So, you know, they say youth football, you know, it might be declining throughout the country a little bit, but it's not. It's not with the Frankfurt Square Wildcats or Frankfurt Falcons are
good
here.
Numbers.
So, and then you look over at New Lenox, and it's the same thing. They're thriving over there with the Warriors and Junior Knights.
Yeah.
And, you know, if I omitted someone, I apologize. But it's been a good season from the 5-year-olds up through the seniors in the area here.
Awesome. All right, Z. Well, again, man, thanks for coming on board. Good luck this week, and hopefully turkeys. We have a little celebration. You know. Yeah, we would love that, but. You know, again, we'll have to be at our very best, but we are very grateful to be in this situation and having a shot at it. Yep, absolutely. All right, tell my guy Palisard I said hi, okay? Yep, I will. All right. We'll get together. All right, folks, we're going to go to Lisa Thomas Salon Timeout. Remember, 3 locations, Mokina, Tinley Park, Orland Park. When we return, we're going to have a Northwestern recruit on, defensive end Devin O'Rourke will be our guest. Stay tuned.
It's time, your time. Look renewed. Feel rejuvenated. Visit Lisa Thomas Salon. Whether it's a new hairstyle, expertly applied makeup, skin treatments, or nail services, our professional stylists are up to date on all the latest techniques and styles to help you achieve the look you've always wanted. Find the you deserve. Your transformation begins at Lisa Thomas.
Bob's Auto Body and Repair in Blue Island has been prospering since 1968 when Robert Warniak Sr. opened a business. Bob's goal? To go above and beyond to satisfy their customers. Whether it's a small ding or a major collision repair, Bob's has a trained technician and state-of-the-art equipment to meet the high standards their customers expect and that Bob's demands. Bob's also offers complete mechanical services for your automobile, from an oil change to brake repairs. Mention this ad, Bob's will detail your car for free with any auto body work or give you a free oil change with any mechanical work. Bob's Auto Body and Repair, Blue Island.
If you're suffering from physical pain, nothing else matters. The one thing that should is Midwest Orthopedic Consultants, because experience never mattered more. Serving the community for 25 years with over 90 years of combined orthopedic experience, our fellowship-trained surgeons provide individualized care to those suffering from orthopedic pain. We deliver comprehensive care from diagnostic to surgical to rehabilitative services, all under one roof in each of our locations. Midwest Orthopedic Consultants, bringing university-level orthopedic care close to home.
All right, welcome back to the Coach's Corner Show, brought to you by Beggar's Pizza. All right, our next guest, Lincoln Way East senior defensive lineman, Devin O'Rourke. Devin, thanks for coming on board, my man.
Thanks for having me.
I should also mention he plays a little bit of O-line. You know, when they're in a spot, they need a little bit of an extra push. This guy comes in and gets the job done. All right, Devin, this defense has allowed 103 points all season. What makes this defense so special?
Oh, well, I think what makes this defense so special is just the willingness of everyone to sacrifice their bodies, get to the ball, and do whatever it takes to get the job done, I guess.
Yep. Yeah. Okay, so you guys have played Maine South before. Week 2, you guys beat them 28-26 up in Park Ridge. Are you a little bit more confident playing a team a second time? Do you feel like you've got a little bit of an advantage, or do you feel like they have a little bit of an advantage, man, a second time around?
I don't think really an advantage just because it's the second time playing them. I think there's a lot of motivation to get the job done again, but no, I don't think there's really an advantage. I do like to think that bringing it to our home turf is make a little bit of a difference.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's going to be like a rematch of last year. So I think that's a lot of motivation for our team to get back and not lose.
Yeah.
Like they ended our season.
Exactly. I should mention that last season in the playoffs, they came down here in Maine South and ended East season. So as much as Maine South has a little bit of a motivating factor losing in week 2, these guys are pretty motivated too because they ended your season last year. So it just sets the stage for an even better game. So, all right. And you had about your pick of any college in the country, multiple offers. Why did you choose Northwestern? And how much did having a coach like Fitz, Pat Fitzgerald, Sandberg guy, he's not going anywhere, man. He is Mr. Northwestern. And when you commit there, he's going to be there for 4 or 5 years. Did that factor into your decision?
Oh, definitely. I think stability is definitely one of the reasons why I chose Northwestern. That and it's so close to home, and the coaches they look out for you a lot rather than some other coaches in college football. But yeah, they even. Like, as you move on through college, I know some Northwestern grads that have told me that they do look out for you after, too. Yeah. So that's the reason why.
Do you have any idea what you want to major in?
Not really right now.
Up in the air.
Still kind of figuring that out.
Okay.
So.
All right. All right, so you were one of 2 local kids, home of Flossmoor's Justin Hall, who we had as a guest on the show earlier in the season, named to this Under Armour team, it's a national team, man. Only 2 local kids on this team. What does it mean to you to be named to this team?
Great honor. Ever since I basically saw Nicky Allegretti play in the Army All-American Bowl, I've wanted to play in one of those games, and I saw the Under Armour game that year too, and it just looked so cool. I loved it, and so it was kind of a dream come true when I got invited to that. So that was great.
Yeah, that is a heck of an honor, man. Up to this point, what has been the highlight of the season for you? When you look back, and hopefully the honor it's going to be, the memory is still going to be made, but up to this point, what would you say, I'll never forget this moment?
I don't know, that's a hard question. Probably just like, I kind of get this feeling after, every win we get, but just the moment when you win with your team and you just look around and you knew everyone contributed as much as they could, and we got the job done, and it's just a great feeling that you just look around and everyone's happy and happy for each other.
That's the key, man. Just keep moving on. Yeah, and you guys are putting a lot of work. That's for sure. So, all right, well, good luck this week, Devin. It's going to be a heck of a game. I got a feeling this is going to be a good memory for you guys, and have fun at your grandma's on Thanksgiving.
Thank you.
Don't let that Uncle Steve, don't let him get all the good fixings. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right. Thanks a lot. Okay, my man?
Thank you.
All right, folks. We are going to go to an athletics timeout. Locations in Oak Lawn and Orland Park. When we return, going to talk about some games from last week. Also going to have players of the week. Stay tuned. Athletic Sports and Orthopedic Physical Therapy is a 2,200 square foot facility that includes the latest in rehabilitation equipment, including the HydroTrack underwater treadmill. All therapists at Athletics are experienced and offer hands-on treatment for patients that require such therapy. Whether it's your feet, ankles, knees, hips, lower back, shoulders, elbows, wrists, neck, or jaw, Athletics is here to help. We at Athletics understand you as a patient have the right to choose where you receive treatment. Ask your physician if Athletics, with locations in Oak Lawn and Orland Park, is right for you.
We came up with a bunch of clever commercial ideas to entice you into trying Beggar's Pizza. We decided to let the food speak for itself.
I'm a half sausage for you and your husband and a half just cheese for the kids, who never seem to stop moving. Go ahead and take the night off, Mom. I got you covered. Beggar's Pizza. We lay it on thick.
Thank you, Coach's Corner, for celebrating all these great athletes. Now celebrate the American Classic with Apple Chevy. Classics like the Chevy Impala. Originating in 1958, the Chevy Impala is older than the states Hawaii and Alaska. It still holds its sleek and stylish design with a focus on luxury. It has the option to have the power of 305 horses. Don't take my word for it. Come test drive it today at Apple Chevy.
Hello, welcome back to the Coach's Corner Show, brought to you by Beggar's Pizza. I'd like to thank Lincoln Way East football coach Rob Zvonar and defensive lineman Devin O'Rourke for being our guests tonight. Good luck, folks. Get out to that game, 6 o'clock Saturday, right here at Lincoln Way East, Class 8A semifinals. All right, folks, results segment sponsored by our good buddy Tom Mulvey at Athletics, Sports, and Orthopedic Physical Therapy. 2 locations, Oak Lawn and Orland Park. Game I was at Saturday, Providence 49, St. Lawrence 24, Class 6A quarterfinal for Providence. Deshaun Gavin, 229 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns. Jake McGurney, 112 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns. Mariano Marin, TD reception and an interception. See, you get it. You come on the show as a guest and you go out. First touchdown since his freshman year, he told me, and he has a pick. So kudos to Mariano Marin. The Celtics host Nazareth on Saturday. I think that one's a 1 o'clocker. 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock. Don't hold me to that. For St. Lawrence, Alex Saunders, 8 carries, 190 yards, 2 touchdowns. Devin Remus had a 1-yard TD run. And Torrey Clinton, who has been averaging like 10 yards a carry, he was held to 63 yards on 19 carries. Providence defense with a great job. The Class 7A quarterfinal, Mount Carmel knocks off East St. Louis 21-18. For Mount Carmel, Radomir Primovic, 19-yard TD run. He also hooked up with Aristotle Nakos on a 7-yard TD pass. Ben Lenti added a 1-yard TD run for the Caravan, who have to travel to Lake Zurich on Saturday afternoon. Class 8A quarterfinal, talked about here, Lincoln Way East 31, Oswego nothing. For East, Brendan Morrissey, 12 carries, 189 yards, 2 TDs. Turner Palisard, 2-yard TD run. The Griffins defense held Oswego to 63 yards rushing. That's getting it done, folks. And obviously host Maine South, 6 p.m. on Saturday. All right, the Labriola Bakery Cafe Golden Baguette Player of the Week. The aforementioned Brendan Morrissey of Lincoln Way East. Couple long touchdown runs, man. 70 yards, 51 yards. He led the Griffins to the 31-0 win, so we're going to hook up Brendan with a $25 gift card, compliments of Labriola Bakery Cafe in Oak Brook. And you could use that at Stan's Donuts, numerous locations, and at Labara Restaurants in Oak Brook. Okay, the Lisa Thomas Salon Teen Club Player of the Week. Marist Volleyball's Grace Green helped the Redhawks to the Class 4A Girls Volleyball State Championship over the weekend. How about those Redhawks? Kudos to Marist Girls Volleyball team winning the 4A State Championship. So we're going to hook up Grace with a nice gift certificate, compliments of Lisa Thomas Salon. Locations Mokina, Orland Park, Tinley Park. Remember, gals, $66. Get you a nice haircut, some highlights. Lisa Thomas Salon will have you looking your best. And remember, folks, you're looking for some stocking stuffers, get to Lisa Thomas Salon. Beggars, Labriola Bakery Cafe, our sponsors, man, they'll hook you up with some nice stocking stuffers. Okay, we go to this Labriola Bakery Cafe timeout. High and tight. Stay tuned.
Looking for a unique dining experience with incredible food? Then check out Labriola Bakery Cafe. Opened by Rich Labriola, Chicago's premier artisan baker, you know they'll have great bread, but you won't believe the rest of their menu. Wood-fired Neapolitan pizzas, fresh pasta, and their world-famous Richie Burger. There's also homemade gelato and, of course, their famous bread. Labriola Bakery Cafe and Neapolitan Pizzeria, conveniently located in the Oakbrook Promenade.
It's time, your time. Look renewed. Feel rejuvenated. Visit Lisa Thomas Salon. Whether it's a new hairstyle, expertly applied makeup, skin treatments, or nail services, our professional stylists are up to date on all the latest techniques and styles to help you achieve the look you've always wanted. Find the you deserve. Your transformation begins at Lisa Thomas.
Bob's Auto Body and Repair in Blue Island has been prospering since 1968 when Robert Warniak Sr. opened a business. Bob's goal? To go above and beyond to satisfy their customers. Whether it's a small ding or a major collision repair, Bob's has a trained technicians and state-of-the-art equipment to meet the high standards their customers expect and that Bob's demands. Bob's also offers complete mechanical services for your automobile, from an oil change to brake repairs. Mention this ad, Bob's will detail your car for free with any auto body work or give you a free oil change with any mechanical work. Bob's Auto Body and Repair, Blue Island.
If you're suffering from physical pain, nothing else matters. The one thing that should is Midwest Orthopedic Consultants, because experience never mattered more. Serving the community for 25 years with over 90 years of combined orthopedic experience, our fellowship-trained surgeons provide individualized care to those suffering from orthopedic pain. We deliver comprehensive care from diagnostic to surgical to rehabilitative services, all under one roof in each of our locations. Midwest Orthopedic Consultants, bringing university-level orthopedic care close to home.
All right, welcome back to the Coach's Corner Show, brought to you by Beggar's Pizza. All right, High and Tight, sponsored by Midwest Orthopedic Consultants, locations in Oak Lawn and Orland Park. All right, folks, the Providence game, welcome back. The return of senior linebacker Joey Markosovic. And I'm telling you, this is a kid, great kid, Markosovic family, had I think 3 other brothers that played before he did. Suffered a knee injury in week 2, thought he was going to be out for the rest of the year. And come Saturday against St. Lawrence, who comes on the field dressed, playing linebacker, Joey Markosovic. So very inspirational situation for himself and his teammates, and, played a great, great game. And to have him back, I know how much it meant to Providence. So good to see this kid he worked hard, did his rehab, and got back into the lineup, and now it's 2 wins away from a state championship. All right, folks, have a great week. We'll see you next week.